This is the day we've been waiting for.
This is the day that we've worked for,
studied for,
practiced for,
prayed for,
fought for.
1,000 moments have led to this day.
exams, projects,
Service,
late nights, and early mornings,
concerts, games,
coffee, lots of coffee.
and 1,000 more will come from it.
Careers, friendship,
adventures across the globe.
Triumphs, challenges,
The chance to make a difference.
This is the day we start something new.
empowered by the things we found here.
Community, faith, inspiration, pride.
a world-class education.
to create an impact.
In Chicago and beyond.
In ways big and small that make the world a better place.
This is the day we've dreamed of.
This is the day.
Our day.
Today,
This is the day we've envisioned.
It's here.
Now let's go forth and set the world on fire.
Honored guests and celebrants, may we have your attention, please, so we can begin this ceremony. Please draw your attention to the processional of faculty, administration, and President's Party members. Please welcome Margaret Callahan, Provost and Chief Academic Officer for Loyola University Chicago, who serves as your Master of Ceremonies for today's program.
President Reed, Dean Benham, members of the Board of Trustees, officers of the university, deans and vice presidents, guests of honor, members of the faculty, candidates for graduation, and their families and friends. Welcome to the 153rd Annual Commencement of Loyola University Chicago, Quinlan School of Business. As we begin, I draw your attention to the university's Land Acknowledgement Statement on the inside front cover of your program, honoring the heritage of the grounds we walk. Now, will everyone who is able please stand as Lillian Murphy performs the national anthem. Please remain standing until after Dr. Tassos Miliaris, the Walter F. Milady Senior Professor and Department Chair of Economics, gives the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Shall we pray? Gracious and loving God, first, we thank you for motivating our students during their education at Quinlan and helping them demonstrate the significant academic knowledge necessary in order to receive the graduate degrees announced in this ceremony. We are grateful for the opportunity to know and teach our students. We share in their joy for reaching this significant milestone, which will make a great positive difference in their lives. Second, we ask for your almighty hand to be upon our graduates as they and their families rejoice in this great achievement today. May they all know that the Quinlan family wishes them much future success in doing well by doing good. Third, looking forward, continue to fill the hearts and minds of our graduating business students with more analytical skills, to grow in wisdom, to be great leaders, and to show love as they serve others, knowing that the Loyola community will be here to offer its blessings as they journey through life. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy and Dr. Miliaris. Will everyone please be seated? It is now my pleasure to present Dr. Michael Benham, Dean of the Quinlan School of Business.
Thank you, Provost Callahan. Hello, class of 2023. All of us at Quinlan couldn't be more thrilled to celebrate your accomplishments. You've been pushed, you've been pulled, you've been stretched, and yet you persevered through everything that Loyola and the world has thrown at you. There's truly a bright future ahead of you. Shortly, you will become a Quinlan graduate and join an active alumni network in Chicago and around the world. Our alumni are difference makers who are inspiring positive change and driving sustainable business growth. I challenge you to take what you've learned and experienced at Quinlan and make a difference in the world. I also invite you to stay connected to Quinlan wherever your career and your life takes you. We would love to see you at our alumni events and on our mentorship and networking platform called Loyola Linked. And please let us know how you're making an impact in the world. I can't wait to see what you will accomplish. Congratulations again.
With pleasure, I present Patricia Harris, candidate for the degree Master of Business Administration, who will offer some remarks on behalf of the graduate student community of the Quinlan School of Business.
Thank you, Provost Callahan, and congratulations to the Quinlan School of Business 2023 graduates on making it to commencement today. Yes, we're excited. I want to give double thank you to Provost Callahan, who I was able to share a story with while we were upstairs. And she said, please share this story. I was a young mom, and I needed to tell my grandmother that I was pregnant. And to know her is to love her, and if you know, you know, while I was scared, terrified to tell her. After I finally get the words out, to my own surprise, she said, "You're gonna go back to school, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go back." She said, "Okay," and she casually walked out the room. I did go back. She was not there to witness me walk across the stage. But as I was driving in today, memories showed up on my phone. And guess who they were? With an angelic smile. And it was the greatest gift of affirmation that she was proud of me. And I hope to her and all my grandparents that I've made them proud today. So like some of you, my academic path has been dynamic and nonlinear. As someone who only a few years ago received their undergraduate degree, I never considered myself a master's candidate, let alone being able to stand before you as an MBA graduate. I share the class of 23 title with each and every one of you amazing individuals, but two exceptional people that I'd also like to call out. my daughters, Adriana and Ayana. They will graduate high school in 8th grade, respectively, and there hasn't been a time in my post-secondary journey where they weren't there to experience the hard work, the integrity, and preservation of my journey. And I'm so incredibly honored to share this title with them. Loyola University Chicago shares that for Ignatius Loyola, there is an urgency to share what you and I have received. Our learning and our life experiences are not simply for us to hoard to ourselves, but with a sense of urgency, we should share our learning, our leadership, our values, and our compassion in a world that so desperately needs all of those qualities. We are to make a difference as persons for others. We are challenged to be leaders in the service of all. How will you use your experiences here as a beacon of hope? A beacon of leadership and a beacon of knowledge sharing for someone else. For me, I've demonstrated my value for education in real time for my daughters. As difference makers, we should continue to give back to this Loyola community through mentoring, teaching, and evangelizing what each of our individual programs have meant to our lives collectively. Please don't underestimate how your path is inspiring to someone else, whether you know that they're admiring you or not. Your journey matters, and it matters to those around you. Loyola has helped prepare us to lead extraordinary lives. Your journey is uniquely yours. Embrace that all things will happen when they are meant to happen. But before I end, I want to leave you with this. This is the only chance that we get to do this thing of celebrating and honoring our accomplishments collectively. Make sure you take the time to be present to do just that. And again, congratulations to the class of 2023.
Thank you, Patricia, for your inspiring words. It is now my privilege to welcome back Dean Benham to introduce our commencement speaker.
Joining us today is Mr. Thomas Hunt. Tom's life is a true Loyola story, or I probably should say Loyola now that I'm in Chicago. A Loyola story of family, success, and giving back. Tom and his wife Judy met at Loyola while pursuing their bachelor's degrees. He graduated with a degree in accounting in 1976, and Judy earned her degree in elementary education in 1977. Thank you, Judy, for also being here today. After graduation, Tom became an audit manager for Pete Marwick, and today we know Pete Marwick are the letters P and M in KPMG, one of the big four accounting firms. But Tom really found his calling in the railroad industry. Over the course of 30 years, he rose within the leadership ranks of what became Burlington Northern Santa Fe, one of the nation's premier railway corporations. He retired in 2014 as BNSF's Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. Despite living outside of Chicago for nearly 3 decades, Tom and Judy have remained connected to Loyola and Quinlan. They've also been drawn to the mission of Loyola's Arupa College. For those of you who aren't familiar with Arupa, it offers an affordable and accessible path to a college education for students with limited financial resources. Last year, Tom and Judy made a generous gift to Arupa that created 2 endowed funds. One provides on-campus housing for students experiencing housing instability and homelessness. The second fund is named for their son, in memory of their son, Daniel C. Hund, and supports Arupa students striving to pursue and complete their degrees without the burden of debt. As Tom said when they made their gift to Arupa. They wanted to help fellow Chicagoans who have talent and initiative to achieve great things. The Hunt's commitment to making education accessible to Chicago's next generation of difference makers is unwavering, and we are delighted to have Tom give our keynote address today.
Good afternoon, Dr. Reed, Provost Callahan, Dean Benham, faculty, staff, and students. It's both an honor and privilege to be here today addressing the 2023 Loyola University Quinlan School of Business graduates, as well as your family and friends. You're graduating from one of the most rigorous programs at this university, and you've accomplished something you should be proud of. I'm proud of you, and all of your guests, family, and friends that are here with you today are showing how proud they are of you. I'm also going to tell you that I understand my role today. I stand between your celebration with your family and friends of your great accomplishment. And so my objective is threefold: be meaningful, be sincere, and most importantly, be brief. So let's start with Loyola roots run very deep in my family. My father-in-law, Clayton, graduated from Loyola in 1950. My sister Eileen, my brother Larry, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and best friend all graduated from Loyola. And of course, as was mentioned, Judy and I are both Loyola grads, and we met probably about 100 yards from where we stand right now. So I can thank Loyola for the best thing that ever happened to me. So what makes Loyola different? If all we wanted to do was learn the details of marketing, accounting, finance, management, we could have gone to hundreds, probably thousands of other schools. But I think you and I went to Loyola to be difference makers and leaders. You've established a foundation upon which future excellence can be built. And this foundation is built on Jesuit values and a commitment to making a difference in the communities and organizations you're going to join. But this behavior doesn't suddenly show up upon graduation like a light switch that goes on and off. It's more like a dimmer switch that gets brighter as time goes on and you understand what Jesuit values are. So as I look at the campus here today and down at Water Tower, I see a much different university than I attended over 40 years ago. I mean, the buildings are so much better. The technology is unbelievable. It hadn't even been dreamt about when I was a student. And this Gentile arena, compared to the old alumni gym, I mean, it's just beyond words. It's so much more modern, and honestly, I'm envious. But I'll also say that despite all the physical and technological changes that have taken place, Loyola has certain attributes that endure. It was, is, and always will be a place where Jesuit values are taught and endure. But those are just words. So what are Jesuit values and how do we see them in action? Well, the best thing I can do for you is tell you how they applied in my life. So when I was a student at Loyola, I had to take my core curriculum classes as well as a bunch of other classes in the liberal arts area. And more than once I wondered why, in addition to what was required for business, I was taking philosophy, theology, ethics, values, and choice, etc. I'm not sure I really saw the particular value in some of those things that I was being taught. Because, you know, here I was, a kid who grew up locally, about to embark upon a career, and not really totally understanding how some of these aspirational thoughts and writings fit into my life. So after graduation, I went to work for one of the large public accounting firms, KPMG, as Dean Benham mentioned. And 2 years after graduation, Judy and I got married, and 2 years after that, we started a family with the beautiful daughter, Vicky. So in just a couple of years, I had gone from college student, predominantly worried about myself, to working professional, husband, and father. And that was probably the greatest life change I've ever experienced in such a short period of time. And it wasn't just the lifestyle change that happened. It was for the first time I realized that others on this planet, their lives were going to be greatly influenced by what I did, good or bad. And in hindsight, I say that's probably the first time I began to see how Jesuit values applied in my life. So as my career progressed, I took on additional responsibilities and our family expanded with the son, Dan. And I saw how some of these philosophical teachings and values started to fit in. Our family relocated several times. The kids grew older. Judy and I volunteered our time and resources and became actively involved in our community. That's okay. We love you. Anyway, we all appreciated what we've been taught, and we tried to make a difference in the endeavors that we were involved in. So I was probably about 40 when I really kind of began to see how the pieces fit together and what the Jesuit way meant. The Jesuit way is to care for others and help in any way you can. It's sort of like a overarching umbrella over the way you act. It's not something you think about every day. And to me, it was always as simple as this. I'd ask myself the question, is the organization, the group, or the person I'm going to be involved with going to be better because I was there? And if the answer is yes, then pour everything you have into that endeavor and try and make a difference. So life was really good. Then in 2018, Judy and my faith in God and these values were severely tested. Our son Dan, at 33 years old, was diagnosed with cancer. Dan was born in Chicago. He lived here 3 different times during his life. He was a good student and a good athlete. He played high school football for the 2002 Texas State football champs. He then went on to become a double major in accounting and finance at TCU in Fort Worth. TCU is an institution very much like Loyola, Christian-based and in an urban setting. So in a lot of ways, I saw some terrific similarities. After Dan got his master's degree at TCU, he then worked for Deloitte in their Chicago and Dallas office. He then worked in private equity and then went on and started a venture on his own. But suddenly he was diagnosed with adrenal cancer. Now, adrenal cancer is an exceptionally rare and deadly disease. And just a quick biology lesson, you've each got 2 adrenal glands, one sitting on top of each kidney. Well, Dan's right adrenal gland was compromised. And unfortunately, the cancer was discovered when tumors were found on his back, his shoulder, and his hip. And what that meant was the cancer was stage 4. Now, 5-year survival rates for stage 4 adrenal cancer are less than 10%. But Dan and our lives were completely changed overnight. But we were fortunate to live within about a 4-hour drive from MD Anderson in Houston, which is one of the premier cancer treatment centers in the country. Dan was single. Judy and I became his advocates and his caregivers during his battle with cancer. He had radiation. This was followed by chemotherapy, followed by surgery, followed by immunotherapy. He then had more chemo, more immuno, and finally targeted cancer treatments, as well as radiation. All these treatments beat up his body, but they never beat up his mind. He truly believed he would beat this cancer. But unfortunately, in April of 2020, so about 3 years ago, a scan revealed that the cancer had gone beyond his bones and moved to his liver, stomach, and lungs. So the fight was over. And on April 21st, at 35 years old, he returned to God. As we watched him battle the cancer, we did see that Dan epitomized Jesuit values. As parents, never underestimate how much your children can teach you. Because despite the pain from the cancer and the treatments that it had on his skeleton, he always thought about making a difference. And I'll give a couple of examples. One time I'm with him at MD Anderson. The doctors, he was about to take biopsies, and the way they took biopsies is they insert needles all the way to the tumors that were attached to his hip. And they asked him, could we insert a couple extra needles to take some samples for research? And without hesitation, he said yes. I was in awe. He really believed that he would beat the cancer. But he also believed that if he wasn't going to, he was going to be part of the effort to eventually find the cure. Upon his passing, he left a portion of his will to fight rare cancer, to help underprivileged students, and to help people who were struggling in the early days of COVID. And even on a lighter note, to show how even small actions become important, he once, on the night before he and I left for one of his roughly 40 trips to MD Anderson for treatment, it was Halloween. So he dressed up as a bear to go trick-or-treating with one of his friend's 2-year-old sons. That's just the kind of person he was. He understood that making a difference is things that are big and things that are small. So this was clearly the lowest point in our lives. But out of tragedy can come some positives. So as Judy and I discussed how we wanted to remember Dan, our Jesuit values kicked in. We knew that Dan wanted us to make as big a difference as possible in the lives of others. So we decided the best way to remember Dan was through involvement in programs that we knew that he would love. One obvious one was rare cancer research at MD Anderson, and we've become very, very good friends with Dan's oncologist, Dr. Matt Campbell, and have become involved in several efforts to increase funding for research of rare cancer down there. But one other one is close to home, and that, as Dean Benham mentioned, that's the Rupe program here at Loyola. Dan was aware of that program, knew that we supported it, and knew something about it. Rupe was named for Father Pedro Rupe, who was the Superior General of the Jesuits. It was launched in 2015, and as mentioned, it's an associate's degree program for motivated students with limited financial resources. And the expectation is after receiving their associate's degree, those students will go on to a four-year institution and pursue a bachelor's degree. Maybe at Loyola, maybe somewhere else. But the main focus, and this is what really appealed to us, was on Chicago, and specifically Chicago Public Schools. So when Dan passed away, Judy and I knew immediately that Rupe was a program that Dan would love. So we decided to put our support behind it and have established the Daniel C. Hunt Scholarship Fund for Rupe students, because we know it's making a difference in people's lives, and we know that Dan would have wanted it that way. And it's our way of honoring a great person while trying to make a difference. But I will also tell you, I'm not here pitching Rupe or MD Anderson or anything like that, but I'm appealing to you to look at your own lives and figure out where you want to try and make a difference. And early on, as you move, after you receive your graduate degree, if all you have is a few hours or a few dollars to donate, do that. If you know someone who's down for whatever reason, call them, drop them a note, send them a text or an email. Because there's really no small actions and no small amounts when you're trying to make a difference. And that may expand as time goes on and you reach a ripe old age like my own and you have a little more time on your hands when you're retired. But making a difference, I'm also going to tell you, is not always easy, because there's times when you need to look inside and figure out what your values are and make sure you adhere to those and follow up with tough actions. One example of that stands out to me where it's not always easy, and that was, I was working for the company. I had grown up in the Chicago office, but it became obvious that we had to downsize and shut some offices down. So here we were, my family and some of my friends, rather, that I had grown up with where I started with the company, but knowing that that office was no longer necessary. And I probably could have taken the convenient decision and delayed it for a couple of years, but I looked at my own values and said, honesty and integrity really sort of dictate that I do the right thing, because compromising convenient decisions at the wrong time really only make matters worse. So we announced the shutdown, life went on, but I know that some people never really forgave me for that. But I looked at it and said, 25 years later, I know in my heart we made the right decision, even though at the time it was emotionally very difficult. All right, well, let's wrap things up. I promised that I'd be brief. Okay, I'm going to leave you with three things. Everybody always gives you things to remember, and I'm going to leave you, if anything that I tell you, you remember these three things. Everybody closes these things with some advice, and here goes my first. The first is, you're always going to be chasing things in your career. And one of the things that I've seen people chase is money and titles. I'm going to tell you right now, a career is a marathon, not a sprint. Money and titles keep you happy, maybe for 6 months. You need to follow the 60% rule. Well, what is Tom's 60% rule? That is, if you're going to work 5 days a week, you better get up in the morning excited about what you're going to do at least 3 of the 5. No job is perfect, but boy, you better enjoy what you're going to be doing 60% of the time. If not, find something else to do. Life's too short, and remember, it's a marathon. My next word of advice, find someone that you enjoy being with all the time. And that's what I found in Judy some 45 years ago. That's love. Over a lifetime, you're going to go through some hard times and some tough times and some good times. And I'm the perfect example of that. And it's easy to enjoy life and be in love in the great times. It's the tough times that test your love for each other. So you need somebody there for you. And the final thing I'm leaving you with, the third thing, is commit to make a difference in whatever matters to you. And only you can define what that is. Your priorities are going to change over time as you move through life, but always remember, you've got Jesuit values. Please make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt, for your very, very meaningful words. The candidates for master's degrees will now be presented. Michael Benham, Dean of the Quinlan School of Business, will make the recommendations to the President, who in turn will confer the degrees. I would like to invite President Reed and Dean Benham to the center podium.
Will the candidates for master's degrees from the Quinlan School of Business please rise? President Reed, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the following degrees: Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration and Healthcare Management, Master of Science in Accountancy, Master of Science in Business Data Analytics, Master of Science in Finance, Master of Science in Human Resources and Employment Relations, Master of Science in Information Systems and Analytics, Master of Science in Marketing, and Master of Science in Supply Chain Management. The candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for their degrees, and I recommend that the degrees be conferred upon them.
Candidates, upon the recommendation of the Dean of the Quinlan School of Business and its faculty, and by the authority granted to Loyola University Chicago by the state of Illinois and delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of our university, I am pleased to confer upon you the master's degrees for which you have been recommended. As a sign of your new academic status, please don your hoods and congratulations.
The candidates for all master's degrees will now come forward by degree group to be recognized by name as directed by the marshals. Dr. Clifford Schultz, professor in the Charles H. Kelstadt Chair of Marketing, will read the names of the candidates. Candidates who have not been taken out of their rows by the marshals may be seated again. Guests, please remain in your seats and hold your applause until all the degree groups have been recognized. I know that's hard, but we really want every family to be able to hear the names of their graduates. Guests are not permitted on the arena floor. Professional photographers are taking photos of the graduates, and these photos will be available to you in the coming days. Thank you for your cooperation.
I am pleased and honored to read the names of the students receiving their master's degrees. Receiving the degree Master of Business Administration, Elana Jane Avik. Chaim Yaakov Aberman. Madeline Jane Adam. Laura Aguilar. Noor Karim Al-Salim. Toby Kingsley Alabi. Chelsea Mariah Alexis. Alexander Osil Alfaro. Huveria Haider Ali. Ivy Ruthann Anderson. Wesley Wilson Asfra. Paolo Francesco Pantelli. Andrew Besham. Nicholas Bavaro. Tyler James Benbow. P. Scott Benning, Jr. Morgan Elizabeth Bluth. Robert William Buddig. Emily Halpern Kaminer. Nicoletta A. Campadonico. Terrence John Carmichael. Karina Emilia Cerny. John Mitchell Chase IV. Angela Zhao Yi Chen. Eric Sung Chien. Pompey Raz Coleman. John T. Crossley. Manuel Aaron Cruz. Shelby Grace Donhauser. Kara Elizabeth Duskevich. Jacob Yatsek Duda. Alexander Joseph Dierozinski. Max Rudolph Ebacher. Brandon Joseph Eichmeyer. Kyle Jeffrey Evers. Margaret Mary Ewald. Ariel Yelena Filskov. John Patrick Fox. Rachel Damorowski Freund. Rocio Garcia. Amelia L. Garza. Megan Glazebrook McAloon. Maria Ignacia Gomez Barahona. Antonio Gonzalez III. Jonathan Nix Goodell. Alexandra Gorkoska. Jacqueline Marion Gregor. Neil Avery Barcelona Gutierrez. Duncan Harris. Patricia Harris. Minal Hassan. Cooper Lee Hawley. Dante D'Angelo Haygood. Tyler William Henning. Eve Elizabeth Hoffman. Nicholas Peter Hoffman. Madeline Ann Holler. LaShawn R. Holloway. Chunhao Hu. Carlene Alexis Jones. Karen Lois Jones. Gabrielle Hilda Katz. Rosalind Nicole Kaufman. Amira Khan. Maria Bates Kosa. Rebecca Grace Keeley. Allison G. Kilberg. Andrew Coates. Theodora Sophia Katsiopoulos. Natalie Kozak. Olena Cooley. Elena Kushner. Amanda Rose Landers. Sandy Elizabeth Lara. Jennifer Nicole Lakowski. Chloe Lilliston. Catherine Marie Maley. Maria Rose Marcus. Brian Robert Donald Marple. Jose Adrian Maraking. Lorenza Martinez de Alva Gonzalez. Ryan Patrick Martins. Elizabeth Mata. Avi Meyerhoff. Bailey Rose McMiniman. Christine Melendez. Stephen Phillips Montross Jr. Melissa Ann Mullaney. Emmanuel Charles Monroe. Vivi Y. Nguyen. Anne Catherine Nichols. Katrina M. Nishioka. Michelle Rivas Notestein. Michaela Deanna Nunes. Aurora O'Brien. Grace Claire O'Connor. Patrick E. O'Donnell. Richard Joseph Olerer. Jonathan Carl Orlins. Andreas Otel. Jonathan Tang Yan Peck. Rebecca Marie Fluger. Andres Pinto Rozo. Christula Patricia Paperas. Alexandra Rose Polyakov. Simon Ramos. Emily Sky Reamer. Christina Reyna Elorza. Stephen Wainwright Reynolds. Joseph Stanley Ripcho. Sasha Resnick. Sasha Resnick. And again with feeling, Joseph Stanley Ripcho. Nazifa Safdari. Afreen Kumaluddin Syed. Brenton Stevens Schaefer. Carrie Kathleen Schlock. Cole Timothy Schlotthauer. Jenny Sepulveda. Ralitza Shah. Emilia Catherine Shiring. Devana Small. Sarah Nicole Stevens. John Raymond Stutz. Anne Marie Sullivan. Bengi Sunar, Alexandra Sundet, Eric Taveras, Anye Taylor, Elizabeth S. Thompson, Andrew John Arnold Toner, Jose Joaquin Torbillo, Shui Mon U, Edvani Urquizo, Cijo Valachero, Miriam Adriana Velazquez. Let's congratulate our MBA graduates. Receiving the degree Master of Business Administration, Healthcare Management. Cristina Villarreal. Irina Sergeyevna Voloshina. Sarah Ann Vonk. Jennifer Walentovich. Kenneth Ralph Wallace III. Carla M. Wallach. Dana Earl Warren III. Catherine Bridget Wember. Natalie Wilson. Sahai Wolde. Anthony James Wolfe. Emily Zapian. Michaela Claire Zouch. Paul David Zimmerman. Melanie Marie Zuniga. So let's congratulate our MBA in Healthcare Management graduates. Receiving the degree Master of Science Accountancy. Which we just did. Okay. Correction. And I promise the others are receiving their degrees as well. Receiving the degree Master of Business Administration, Healthcare Management. Okay. Dana Marie Caruso. Lorena Cheesebro. Thomas Francis Culligan. Andy Domenighetti. Austin Fiedler. Robert James Furlett. Sabrina J. Kim. Angela Therese Landmesser. Glenn Leong Mangura. Mary Margaret McClard. Juan J.P. Perez. Stephanie Jeanette Preshon Baker. John Schumacher. Daniel Tomayo. Christine Turner. Jennifer Patricia Viteri. Maria Ann Wattis. Counting. All right. Receiving the degree Master of Science Accountancy, but firstly, again, let's congratulate our MBAs in Healthcare Management. Again, receiving the degree Master of Science Accountancy. Cassandra Casanova. Renata Chinapoyevich. Mark Thomas Delancey. Daniel Jeffrey Hentz. Grace Catherine Klein. Nathaniel Joseph Kolbus. Jessica McGlynn. Catherine M. Mikos. Cameron Myers. Luke A. Phelan. Hope A. Pierce. Alyssa Pope. Allison Sage Pryan. Caroline Elizabeth Roddy. Yvonne G. Salazar. Naureen Shahabal. Anastasia Vertelnikova. Michael Anthony Wilner. Let's congratulate our MS in Accountancy graduates. Receiving the degree Master of Science, Business Data Analytics. Jorge Luis Bello Arocha. Caitlin Bontrager. Ellie Joseph Friedman. Lauren Elizabeth Hanlon. Sophia Manners. Ang Nyak Nguyen. Nicholas Paramo. Kyle Tam. Naraswari Chatur. Let's congratulate our MS in Business Data Analytics graduates. Tyler Lee Anderson. Blake McLaughlin Bicey. Yishuan Dung. Avery Madison Glunt. Cole Daniel Hanusa. Also receiving the MSF along with his MBA. Jack T. Ryan. I'm all over Jack. Jack Thomas Ryan. Paolo Solomon Atala Saeed. Serena Shaw. Kevin Smith. Caroline Renee Walters. Sean Michael Williamson. Let's congratulate our MS in Finance graduates. Receiving the degree Master of Science, receiving the degree Master of Science Human Resources. Rinya Allen Hodges. Kelly Aaron Armstrong. Isabella Blasini. Daniel Brito. Rihanna C. Burkett Suddeth. Amanda Morgan Cushion. Iris Dakoff. Allison Leanne Davis. Minga Fung. Catalina Galvin. Aino Maria Angelica Helen. Mamie Virginia Canar. Ning Kang. Samantha Renee Lewandowski. Christine Marie Lipsy. Marcella C. Nira. Tiffany Rodella. Megan Solis Pohl. Elizabeth Nicole Stonehill. Magdalena Zote. Let's congratulate our MS in Human Resources graduates. Receiving the degree Master of Science, Information Systems and Analytics. Dawood Ahmoud. Amuruddin Amin. Daniela Andrea Duarte Pombo. Sheng Wei Fang. Basant Ismail. Nicholas Martinsky. Ryan Michael Odom. Cassidy Pivanka. Miguel Cecilia. Cody Joseph Strolia. Jinyu Wang. Let's congratulate our MS in Information Systems and Analytics graduates. Receiving the degree Master of Science Marketing. Maria Julia Alonso. Zoya Boskovich. Nicholas Philip Chudzik. Alejandra Gomez Astewieta. Maria Clara Henao. Brandon B. Johnson. Natalie Alexandra Lodick. Yi Ting Liu. Maria Jose Mejia Climaco. David Folkestone Morris, Jr. Leanne Philavon. Alan Joshua Sorsby. Ahmed Musa Syed. Let's congratulate our MS in Marketing graduates. Receiving the degree Master of Science, Supply Chain Management. Safa Mubarak Saeed Bakrum. Cassandra Yolanda McGovern. Let's congratulate our MS in Supply Chain Management graduates.
Congratulations to the class of 2023 graduates from the Quinlan School of Business. We will now watch a video message from the Loyola University Chicago Alumni Association.
Hi, my name is Lucas Williamson from the class of 2022, and I'm currently a professional basketball player. Congratulations on one of the greatest accomplishments in your life, your graduation. You are now officially a Loyola alumnus, and you join fellow alumni living throughout the world. So, how do we stay connected to our classmates, our peers, and our university? One of the best ways is to volunteer. After graduation, you are automatically a part of the Loyola University Chicago Alumni Association. So get involved with your regional Rambler community.
Thanks, Lucas, and congratulations to all of our graduates. My name is Nancy Andrade, and I am currently Commissioner for the Chicago Commission on Human Relations. Loyola has been your academic home for several years, and as you graduate, please know that this is not a goodbye. It is just your next step in our relationship. We can stay connected through Loyola's mentorship program, Loyola Linked. With Loyola Linked, you can mentor current students and receive mentorship from other Loyola alumni. It is a great way to share your expertise and become a mentor or even find your next job.
Thank you, Nancy, and congrats, everyone. My name is Hans Nelson. I am the president and co-founder of Inspire 11 here in Chicago. A great way to stay in touch is to keep in contact with professors and staff or attend one of the many alumni events throughout the year. Even if you do not live in Chicago, after you graduate, there are regional Rambler communities that you can be a part of.
Thank you, Hans, and congrats, everyone. My name is Candace Moore, and I'm the City of Chicago's first Chief Equity Officer at Chicago's Office of Equity and Racial Justice. As you have heard, there are so many great ways to stay connected to our classmates, our peers, and our university. And it is so important to remain part of our community, so let's stay in touch. Let's volunteer, let's give back, let's mentor, and let's keep learning from each other. Thank you, and congratulations again on your graduation from Loyola University Chicago.
It is now my privilege to welcome back Dr. Mark Reed for final remarks.
Graduates and guests, you have been patient, respectful as we've read the names and honored all of our graduates. But I think now's a great time. Make as much noise as you would like. This is a special day. This is a special day. You've all earned it, and and I hope you enjoy it. And I would just like to say to our graduates, if you would just stand for a moment. Stand for a moment, find your family and friends in the audience, you know where they are, and give them a wave and thank them. Graduates, we have heard wonderful reflections and remarks already today from our student speaker and our commencement speaker. So I want to say simply to you this. You have been privileged to be a part, and now you will forever be a part, of the Jesuit educational experience that is nearly 500 years old and more than 150 years old here at Loyola specifically. And we sought and we seek to educate in you the next generation of leaders who will be capable of shaping the future with vision, justice, and charity, with a sense of calling, with concern for all of the human family. And you have received much during your time here at Loyola. But remember that your education ultimately isn't just for you. It's for you to serve and to make a difference in the lives of others, and we have no doubt that you will. So go forth and embrace your futures boldly and confidently, always remembering that you are loved. We love you, your family, friends love you, and God loves you. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Graduates, it's your turn to be seated. And I invite everyone else, if you are able, to stand and join me in a final blessing over our graduates. The blessing will be on the screen behind me, and I invite you to extend one or both arms over the graduates and join me in saying, may God bless you and sustain you on this your graduation day. May the Creator of this vast universe keep you safe as you go forth from this place that has nourished your mind and your soul. May the Almighty look down upon you and give you success in all your endeavors, courage in all your struggles and challenges, understanding in all that is new to you, wisdom to choose what is right and do what is good, perseverance in all you undertake, serenity and peace in the knowledge that you are not alone, that you are loved. And may the Lord of all look kindly upon you this day and forever. Amen. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Will our graduates please rise? It is now my privilege to invite Olivia Hess, candidate for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Music, College of Arts and Sciences, to lead the community in the Loyola University alma mater. Olivia will be accompanied by the Loyola Wind Ensemble.
Strong.
Thank you, Olivia, and thank you to all of our talented musicians. Let's give them a round of applause. We ask that the audience please be seated until the recessional from the stage and the graduates have left the arena. Following the recessional, please join the graduates for a reception on the West Quad. Congratulations.